So what's up? Welcome to another episode of Three Ways to Say It. I'm Casey, the best, never duplicated, better than they are just playing.
Hello, guys. I'm Todd Carter.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, boys and girls. I'm just playing. Okay. Good morning, you guys. Yeah, I know it's early. And I'm Ashley.
All right. So bear with us, y'all. We in 3 different states. We never did like this before. So all our minds on different time zones, but we're finna get it done. What's a good image of us on television that y'all like?
Well, for me, one of the sitcoms that I used to watch when I was growing up was The Jeffersons. So I thought that was a very positive sitcom about Black people because it showed a married couple who were raising their son in a high rise. And also he was an entrepreneur. And so that just means that he provided jobs. So that was one of the things that I liked. I liked the fact that it showed they had a maid, even though they had a Black maid, which was nothing wrong with that, but they provided a job for her as well. But they didn't treat her like a maid. They treat her like family. So I also liked that. Yeah. And then he was funny.
I think for me growing up, I don't know if any of you guys remember My Brother and Me. It was a sitcom that came out in the 90s on Nickelodeon. It was a mom and a dad. The older sister named Melanie, the middle brother named Alfie, and I think the youngest brother, from what I can remember, is named Didi. And they lived in like this middle class suburban area in Charlotte. If I'm not mistaken, their dad on the show was an Alpha and the mom was a Delta, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they represented HBCUs on the show because I think Alfie would wear like a lot of Morehouse attire. And I think it also just showed like Black families in a different light too, because they were in like middle class. They were big on their schoolwork, sitting at the tables. It's some of those small things that I loved about them. Sitting at the tables, having dinner. Their rooms were much more fancier, but fancier than mine, let me say that. But it was, portrayed more like a high middle class room to me. And it also showed too, just their brotherhood, because you get a different side of it. Usually on shows, it's the oldest brother showing the young brother how to sell drugs and move like this. Now it's him showing him how to interact with the bully, how to dance, how to ask a girl out on a date, those type of things. So I think that's one thing that I just really loved about the show too. So yeah.
Okay.
Well, about that. I love the fact that you're saying that show, talked about HBCU, because I am a graduate college.
Yes.
So I like the fact that, HBCUs made things happen for Black people. Those were, when we couldn't get in those schools were established to make sure that we get higher education. So I just want to make sure that I always highlight, because I know that my HBCU experience has been phenomenal. I mean, like I can't explain it. I really met some great people and have some lasting relationships. I also pledged while I was at an HBC. As you see, I have on my colors today. I'm at my mother-in-law house today, and she's a Delta. So shout out to the Deltas today. I'm in Delta land, everybody. the elephants are everywhere in here. I swear about 1,000 in here probably, but that's okay. I'm representing today. I got colors on, so I'm trying to, brighten up that red and make it pink. Real guys. But also, she in the kitchen. She don't hear me. And actually, also too, my mother-in-law, she went to Tuskegee University, and then she also got her master's from Troy State. So she is also a person who have went to a HBCU. So shout out to Tuskegee.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and it's crazy. I haven't watched that show, but it is good because you really don't see that in TV. You know, where you see the students going to HBCUs, and and HBCUs are ours, so it should be really in all Black sitcoms. But for me, I say mine would be Family Matters, which I'm in a younger generation, so I would say Proud Family and Family Matters.
Mhm.
And I did want to say the Parkers, but my mama said no. Okay, but yeah, and I always like Family Matters because of it just give you like that. To me, it's always like the Black Full House. That's how I looked at it. Where you see the family, like every episode is a lesson, they go through certain things and they always bring it back to family, which is the most important thing. And like they always say, take a village to raise children. You can say those, it's that good structure of parenting where if the parents went through something, they fixed it so it'll affect the the children in a positive way.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that I feel like Family House was a good image to me, how the Black family is supposed to be portrayed on TV. And it's unfortunate that we don't have a lot of those now. But yeah. So yeah, Family Matters for me. And I will say the Proud Family only because of this younger generation. It's a animated series, but which I don't know if y'all seen it before, which I probably heard of it. And it's crazy because it's not promoted to a lot of younger children, which is it's aimed for our children, but you don't only the people that watch the new Proud Family now is people like me who have watched the old one. You don't see a lot of those younger children now being prompt to watch those shows. They kind of just stick to whatever. And that's what they should be watching because still on the new Proud Family, they teach a lot of lessons on, how we're viewed in society, how we're supposed to move in society, what values look like. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So what is one aspect of Black television that you want to see portrayed when you watch a TV show with us in it?
For me, let me answer that. So for me, I would like to see, as a parent, I would like to see scenarios where they are talking about everyday events that's happening in our world today, like bullying, preparing your children for college, kind of like showing them how they are, just giving them all of it, showing them the HBCUs, showing them the other institutions, but just, taking them on a journey so they can pick the best fit for them. Things like that. I would like to see stuff talking about, stealing, just everything, just things that definitely suicide, because, that's a topic that this podcast, feel very passionate about, but just things like that so that you're looking at a sitcom, but you also getting some real life things that can help you. I just think that's good. And most of the time, some of the shows are kind of being intentional and doing that, but I would like to see more of that stuff.
Yeah. And wait a minute before you answer Ashley, I did want to add to what Ms. Tasha just said, because since children watch TV, well, mostly they be on their tablets and stuff, but they watch TV. Really, that TV is supposed to be not technically a second parent, but you're supposed to learn through it. Just like babies look at those little TV shows, learn ABCs and how to potty and all that stuff. Those children, while they're in their development, are supposed to have TV shows that teaches them that stuff. So it's just basically repeating what the parents say. So I do think that is important. But you can go ahead,
Right.
Ashley.
I think the main thing that I really just want to see in those sitcoms and movies, Black sitcoms and movies, I think would be just awareness, like I said, around mental health, because it is a big thing that's going on in our community now, and we keep turning this blind eye that we have. And I think that's really what we need to focus on in the sitcoms, movies, I would say right now, in all aspects of mental health, because again, it is very prevalent. Is that the term I'm looking for?
Yeah.
No,
thank
it's
you for
not
like.
Yeah, that's what I just want to see more so of, and not just that topic, but also learning how to cope with it and the things that we need to do when we recognize that it is something. So yeah, I would say that.
Yep,
Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, I second that too. And for me, I think it would be more of I like just be more specific, I guess, or just specific for me. I would like to see more of those sibling relationships, only because me having two brothers. How can you really, like, a parent can tell you like this how y'all supposed to move with each other, always have each other back, but to see
Right.
it on TV and to see it like in a sitcom where it's people just like us, it's easier to do those things. So I know one show that does it well is That's So Raven, where she's the big sister and of course the little brother, where she every time, I mean, they might have their little spats and stuff like that, but at the end of the day she do whatever to make sure he's good, to make sure he don't get in trouble. He'll do it back. Every time something go on, she go run to him, or if he doing something he might not want to, but he'll run to her. And I think I like to see more of that, because I think a lot of people, when they don't have that structure at home, they go and friend all these different people trying to find, somebody like in that sibling space, especially when they have them at home
Right.
already. So I think that's what I want to see on TV. I want to see a lot of those sibling relationships and show how strong that sibling, brother sister bond is supposed to be. I would hope that me and my brothers are a good example
Yeah, I
of that.
do.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
forget them.
do.
But yeah,
See, it's you.
but yeah, I would like to see more of that.
Right.
On the Okay, here go another question.
Oh.
Okay, so now that we talk about family, I want to talk about more of the friendship aspect of it on TV. So, what is something that you would, or how would you like to, friendship wise, having friends and stuff, be portrayed on TV for us? That'll be a good example for us.
Just say where they show good friendships, good relationships. So, when you having friendships and things like that, you may not always agree with your friend, but I would just like to see where they show where even when that person have a disagreement, they're able to come back together and resolve things. Or when it's your real friend, like you have a real good person in your life, real good friend, even if you have a spat and you go away, I think sometimes God will just work that thing back out for you, when it's a person that you need to be friends with. And so I would like to see more of that. I think that we get into a place where we don't just, you have these so-called friends around you and you're discarding everybody. It's like, oh, they ain't my friend no more. Now, granted, some people, you don't need to be friends with at all. It's like there's some bad people out there in the world, I'm telling you. And you have to move about and know that not giving no glory to, but the devil is busy out there. So you don't want to have that negative energy around and things like that. So I would just say in life and on TV or whatever, just positive stuff. But I guess, when you're looking at shows, everything can't just be like La La Land and everything's just so rosy. So
That's true.
You got to show adversity and difficult things and things of that nature, because that's what's, interesting. But in real life, I'm just making sure that I am, knowing my surroundings and things like that.
Yeah.
I agree. I would say you're asking how we would want to see the friendship represented. I would say, of course, a more healthier relationship, because we tend to see some of the shows where the Black women, men as well, are arguing, fighting over small things. And of course, we know this to get viewers, but we have other shows such as Girlfriends and Harlem, where we know even in healthy friendships, we tend to argue about something, and it can be something small, but they know how to move and analyze the situations to where you can recognize, like you said, if this is my real friend, and can I continue to be friends with this person? Even situations where, let's just say you got a new job position. I think we've noticed in some of the movies and sitcoms where the woman to get the new job, and the friend is still, hanging around, and she's
Mm-hmm.
worried that she's gonna find new friends. And I like to see that, because these are real life situations. If your friend moves, or if she gets into a new relationship too, it can
Mm-hmm.
also create some type of tension, even just a little jealousy, even though this happens, and we'll talk about that in the next podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, in learning how to analyze and move through those situations. So if we could see more of that, and not of the fighting and bickering over who stole my juice and why you want to
Right.
fight me because
Yes, right.
you friends with her. Like, we too old for that. It's getting old, played out. But again, we know this is how they get views. But who am I?
Right.
Who am
Uh, right.
Let me just, since we're talking about friendships, let me just say this. So Addison and her friend Kylie, they just went and won a competition in
Mm-hmm.
Montgomery this and before they won, I'll tell you about that later. Before
Mhm.
they won, they had like a little tiff in their friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So they just so happen, because they're so smart and they in the same circle with like achieving goals and things like that, a teacher paired them together.
Mhm.
But
Mm-hmm.
she didn't even know that they wasn't even talking. She just paired
Mhm.
them together as were just who she wanted for the project. And so in the
Mm-hmm.
midst of them, they started working on the project. So they was like, well, they was not talking. They was having to go and talk to each other and come together. And then it also ended up where we was in the same hotel room. So it just went completely just as if nothing had happened, even with me and the parent. So I
Mm-hmm.
say that when you are around really good people, even when you have a tiff, you know, when it's a good person, you know, and it's just like it never happened,
Right.
because good people is going to be drawn to good people.
Right.
And
Yep.
when it's a good person, it's like you're going to be a magnet. And so we had an amazing time. The girls, they did place. So the thing that they were doing, which was a really big deal, I was so proud of them. This is their first year doing this. It's called, so their division was repurpose and design. And they had made a company called T-Shirt Care Bears. And what this does is that it repurpose like your loved one, if your loved one died, or if you have
Mm-hmm.
a parent in the service. And I'm sorry, I forgot the other two things that they do it for, but it's like four things, reasons why they would take a shirt for you and make it out of a teddy bear. And they also, this is for it's called FCCLA, which is Family Career Community Leaders of America. So I just wanted to shout out that organization. That organization used to be FMLA, but they changed the name,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great organization. And Addison and Miss Kylie, they placed third, and so they got silver medals. So shout out to them smart girls.
Right.
Congrats,
Right.
Addison and Kylie. That's
Congratulations.
good.
It is.
Right, I'm super
Yes.
proud. Yeah, so I know that's a little
Um.
off subject.
It's cool.
Oh no, that's good. And I like to like how I said before in the last podcast, about having space. To me, that's why I say space is vital, because even in friendship too, sometimes you need just a little space from them. It might
Yeah.
just because we've been together every day and all that, and just
Hmm.
creating that space right there. I like it. I love it. I love
Yeah.
space. Look.
Yeah.
And it just shows you how important it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Okay. Okay. I had to remember my own question. But I know on my end, I try to bring it back to, I guess, how friendships with men are portrayed on shows. What I
Ooh,
would like to see is, if we're gonna do adversity and have problems, I want them to come up with another formula. I don't think every man group needs to be where they good and all good, or then they fight over one being jealous of a job, or they fight over a woman. And
right.
it
Hmm.
seems like, even though in real life those are some things that happen, I think they put it in shows so much. I think they make it seem like we can't be friends without that stuff happening. Like it's bound to
Right.
happen, and which it really isn't. So yeah, that's what I want to see in shows. If we're gonna do adversity and put out there what examples of what can happen or how to recover from it, let it be something else. We don't always be jealous of each other over a job, or we don't always be mad at somebody because somebody got this girl first. It's not always how it goes.
Right.
So yeah, I want, if they're gonna do adversity and show us, the different ways in which we can get out of situations, let it be something else. Can we come up with another formula? There are definitely many other possibilities
I
to drift for somebody in
know.
life, and they love to do the same thing, and they do it for women too. I'm not gonna lie, like they always. A man is not the only reason a woman can split up. Even though I know a lot of
I
women,
know.
I
I'm
know a
just
lot of people
like,
be throwing
Said that.
right, and I know a lot of people be throwing hands over it. I get it, but that is not the only possibility of some. That's not as serious as they make it. They portray it to
Mhm.
be. And I think in television, they want us to look like we fight over this, like not saying replaceable, but stuff that literally is not that
We can,
serious. Yeah,
yeah. Like
yeah,
we can go out and get the next day. You can go get another
yeah,
friend. You can go get another man.
yeah.
It's it's
And I
it's okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that they want us to look like we used to so little that does little stuff, affects everything that we have going on. But I
Mm-hmm.
Right.
hate that. I hate that. I feel like we should be portrayed as shows as if we have so much that those little things can be kind of talked through and moved on from. Not where this little thing happened and my whole world crashing down on me. But yeah,
Yes.
I
And
don't know.
this is off subject. It's just like
Hmm.
you talking just triggered something in me. Um,
What
and
you got?
I'm tired of being represented as a slave. If I see one more slave movie, one more,
Right, right. Yep.
we gonna have to fight.
It's
Like it's
over. Yeah,
like for
the
real.
market is it's oversaturated. Like every time, I mean, 12 Years a Slave was enough to be honest, but it's
It
like
was
literally
too
yeah,
much.
it,
You know, I will say this. They be having a good storyline and it kind of helps us connect with our past, but
mm-hmm.
at the same time, it does do something to you when you see how they
Yeah,
discarded, people. I mean, I saw
mm-hmm.
one, know what movie it was, where they literally burned a body in front of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who can be, and I know this is way off subject, but who can that's so,
Yeah.
no, just like, that ain't even human. Like, that's so, like, who
And
can
that's how they
watch
viewed us.
somebody literally burn? I
That's
wouldn't
how they
want to
viewed
see
us.
Right.
a dog. Let's alone a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
very
I
true.
I do
Oh,
think
go
that
ahead. I'm
market
sorry.
is flooded. Like I think we and that's why I kind of like what is his name, Jordan Peele. Like I like the black horror. I like the different scenarios with us. I think we have so much more to offer. Just like everybody else gets to be portrayed as so many different characters, so many different things, superhero, all this stuff. And with us, it's like it's dumbed down to either we can be. Let me not say this man's name. We could be dumbed down to this, or the woman is going through struggles and she found her way out of it, or slave movies. That's like the go-to for us, and we got to get out of it.
Yes.
One like let's like that's why I like movies like Girls Trip, stuff like that. Where
Right.
at least it's a movie that's all showing that black women going on vacation and going to enjoy life. Having fun. That shows right there that it's more to it. Like we're not just putting these same two boxes. It don't have to be a movie where a black woman is literally going through this hard thing and this black man coming to save her. No,
I
that
know.
black women got more to
Well,
offer than that.
true, but then sometimes they show it where they show you how strong that black woman is. So it's
True.
like she's going through some things, but they also show you where, even though, these events happen in her life, she
Mm-hmm.
persevered. So it's like she got herself out of it. So I get what you're saying. And I can think
Mm-hmm.
of one in particular where all the movies are kind of like the same. And I hate for
Yeah.
that representation. It's like some of them, it's kind of half and half with him. It's like,
It.
he will uplift on some end, but then some of the stuff will be like ridiculous, showing, like, whereas a black woman is, looking for somebody to come and save her,
Mm-hmm.
or a character where, the person, stressed out,
Mm-hmm.
on drugs, or just anything like that. And I hate to see that portrayed all the time. And then they'll show, it's kind of like this particular person will show, they'll show success because they'll have people being a lawyer or whatever, but it'll be like, you know, then they'll be married to this guy, and then the woman did this, and then the guy got to go get his wife, and it's just too much. I don't like to see.
I think that Jordan Peele, I like his movies, some of them, because, well, I think I like majority of them. I think I like all of them, but I think that they show more of the systemic racism versus, you know, oh, I am a slave in a slave house doing this. Is more so of just, and not saying that he made a movie like this, but kind of like the systemic racism that we see in the workplace, you know, in just everyday life. And he can put that into a movie, which that's one thing I like about him, not making it seem so obvious, but we know it's there. We know now if someone else of another race may look at it, they'll be like, okay, wait, hold on. I don't get it, but we get it, right? Now the other guy, am I saying that I don't watch the movies? I do, because they are funny. They really are. But if we just start to look deeper in it, yes, it can show that strong Black woman. But at the same time, to a certain degree, after she done went through everything, and then the man at the end, show me her married at the beginning and her married throughout. Mind seeing more movies of single dad as well, because I actually like Smart Guy. Smart Guy was good because, you know, it was a single dad in there, and I actually liked that show. And I love the movie too, Daddy's Little Girls, because you get to see something different. It's not saying that we can't pretend like it's not any single dads out there right now. Yes, hold on. Don't stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. Yes, we know it's more single moms out there. We know. But we can't act like it's not single dads out there as well, right? So I just want to see just a little more of that in the movies and sitcoms as well. So
I think
I did. Sorry. I did enjoy it, like Good Times. That was another sitcom that I watched, you know, but it had them in the project struggling. Now, they did have a lot of life lessons, because I remember the episode where Janet Jackson was on there, and it had the little scene where, you know, her mom had burned her, and she had to, you know, get adopted and, you know, go to another home. You know, those things happen. And it was entertaining, but at the same time, like
it's
that whole sitcom was just a lot of negative, you know, struggle. Like they never got out of the projects. It never, you know, even though, you know, Thelma had met a basketball or football or whatever he did, but they didn't get out. And then you got JJ, who is a good artist, didn't get out. I mean, it's too much struggle. Like somebody should have been able to much move, you know, and then the mom and the dad. I don't know if they were both working, but like I just feel like at some point, once those children got big, everybody should have been able to get all that together and move out. Just
notice, since they feel like that's so relative in the way that we live, and it's such a part of our, I don't know, living conditions and stuff. When it's not us portraying it that way, you realize it's like it's made it to like a comedy show where they trying to get out of it. They trying to get out of them, trying to get out of the poverty and stuff like that. Is a joke. Like they like, oh, they went from rich to poor, and it's a joke, you know, like, and it's funny. But when it comes to us and they put us in those conditions in the show, it's like, oh no, this is real life for them, because somebody can relate to this, because, you know, they're used to that. Why is that the most relative thing to us on TV? It shouldn't be. Like you said, that's how it really was in Good Times. Like, we found the positive out of it, like, oh, this cool family dynamic. But if you look around them, they were struggling. Like, you know, it's just a struggle. And it shouldn't. Why does it have to be that? I don't know. But because we have enough of it.
It's
They
a
talk about
comfort thing.
yeah,
It's comfortable to watch people in the same situation that you're in.
yeah,
So that's probably why most movies, and not just saying black movies, but a lot of movies do that because it's comfortable seeing yourself in that light, right?
yeah,
So even then, let's just say you watch something that really isn't. What's a show or movie that you watch is like, okay, you have to think. It's just like, do I want to watch this?
yeah.
But usually, if it's something like a single woman, no kids, got her own apartment, I'm like, oh, okay, okay. But
Yeah,
usually,
because
if
it's
she's the family woman or something like that, I have to like, do I want to watch this? Or if
yeah,
it's the mom, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, because I can't relate to it, right?
yeah,
But I
yeah.
still watch it, you know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
it's because it's comfortable. It's your life. That's why I'm saying like this person really has to watch what he's putting out there too,
Hmm.
also for other races, because this is why they view us a certain way.
Yeah,
Even when Jersey Shore, before it came out, I think the Italians had an issue with it because they knew that it would portray them in a certain
that's,
light. So why
hmm,
can't we as a community stand up for certain things?
hmm,
This baddies, girls, and all this. Why can't we like we don't want this out here? But no, we enjoy watching us fight each other too.
yeah,
Right.
So how much of the blame can we put on other people for
that is
viewing us
true.
a certain way, right?
See,
Right.
If we want to protect our community, we literally have to stand up for these
yep,
things. So
yep,
it
and
yes, it's
yeah,
entertaining. Can I lie? It sure is very entertaining.
it
But at
is,
the
yeah,
same time, we have our children, cousins behind us, and we should not be fighting in restaurants or
and
anywhere.
stuff.
But
Yeah,
definitely out in public. If you're gonna fight, go in
right,
the room. But
yeah,
but other than that, like we should not be fighting on television. Like,
no,
no.
no, and I,
And you notice if other races do it on TV because we know certain races do fight
mm,
on television. Like again, it's funny. It's like no, somehow they can get around it.
yep, mm.
But who am I? Who am I?
Enough for all this. We got the positive out the way.
Have
We done said
we?
what we like.
I'm just playing.
We done got it out the way. Now it's time to call out what we do not like in black television. Every little episode, little series, it always be when it's a reality TV. It's always every little episode building up to this last episode of them fighting, or they gonna be arguing the whole time to them fighting. That's the most important. That's the most people get out of these TV shows. I don't know if people realize it. When it comes to us, that's the most they get out of it. Something they can clip and post later, a fight or argument. They get nothing else. So, like for example, the Married to Medicine. Where the medicine at?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
Yeah.
where is the medicine? It's literally the fighting and stuff. Not to say, and like before I say any of this, I just want to say it's nothing. I'm happy for any of us on TV. It's a good thing
Right.
they're able to make a living just off entertainment. I'm all for it. But now I'm going a little deeper into it. But yeah, like for example, Married to Medicine. Even when I like go in there and I see my mama watching stuff like that, you literally look at I don't see nothing but the bickering and the fighting. I don't even see
Right.
Yeah.
the
I
You
don't
practicing. I
even watch
don't see.
it.
Yeah,
in the LA one was canceled, I think because they didn't have enough views. And I actually
mm,
liked theirs because they weren't fighting on that one.
And
And,
that's why
and
they
that's probably why, yeah,
mm,
like
because
I
it wasn't fine.
actually enjoyed theirs. And it just okay, go ahead, because it just kind of making me
I
mad
would
right
say
now.
I'm not gonna put out this sitcom. I'm just not only because I just feel near and dear.
mm,
But I don't like to see where they show definitely us fighting. But I noticed that what they'll do is they'll bring in your family member that had some type of issue, and then they want you to
Mm-hmm.
talk
mm.
about it on. It's like, why I got to talk about I don't have a relationship with my
Yes.
daddy? What they
Yeah.
got to do? Like they'll pick the worst thing about in your family, and then
Yeah.
they want to get a scene. You probably ain't talked to your dad in 10 years, but now they
Yeah.
want you to reach
Right.
out to your
Oh
daddy
my goodness.
to have a just to have a scene to
Oh
show
my
that
God.
your daddy used to be on drugs back in 1982 and
Yeah.
stop. It's like, I don't want to see that. I mean, even if that's true, I don't want to see where they put in a scene to show your daddy and then he
Yeah.
got to talk about struggles. Why? I mean,
Yep. And knowing
I'm
dad gonna
sure,
come because they paying them. Because he
right.
don't
Yep.
But
be
the
more
thing
care.
about it is, I'm sure life has beat him up about his struggles anyway. So why do I have to get
Yeah.
on TV because you want to show and talk about this?
Exploiting.
Or
Exploiting.
Mm-hmm.
they got another person, they bring her mama into the show, and it's just the act to just bring drama, chaos, and then also to
Mm-hmm.
what part of town she's from
Yep.
in a negative light. And it's just like, okay, no, I don't really. Now, do she bring a little spiciness with some of the shenanigans that she brings to the show? Yeah, she does. But then
Mm-hmm.
you will see somebody else, they'll have mom come in, their mama being a positive light, but at the same time, it's like their mama being catty and messing or overbearing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's showing that you're not respecting your daughter's marriage because you're too busy trying to give her advice, and you're showing the world that, oh, you don't have a man yourself. Your daughter
Mm-hmm.
has a man, but you're trying to give your daughter advice and you don't have a man. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to see
Right.
that's
Yeah. It's
negative to the family. And then also too, it's showing educated Black people who are entrepreneurs and things like this. So it showed them winning in one area. So you mean to tell me out of these educated winning Black people, you got to show how they being catty with each other? Like, when
Exactly.
you get to a certain level of, when your money has changed, look like you would be, acting different.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna bring them back to a low level of living by
Yep.
having them catty with each other, people that they're in business with, and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
just for things. But it's also showing again Black people on an all Black cast in a negative
Mm-hmm.
form, even though they're out here making money and making moves and doing things positive. And every now and then they'll show them at a fundraiser doing something for somebody. In particular, I remember that this same particular show, they partnered with my job and they was doing like a t-shirt. No, I'm sorry, not a t-shirt, but they did a coat drive
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
was very nice. And we, they came to the store and bought a whole bunch of coats and they passed them out.
Yeah.
So you don't see all of that. And I don't even know if that was episode was on there. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But they do other positive things, but in every now and then you'll see some positive, but the majority, 80% of it's going to always be some cattiness about, oh, he was sleeping around, or he got a baby here, or he going
Mm-hmm.
to mess with this person here. It's always drama.
Yeah.
It's not showing a person how to do what they do, or
Yeah.
what are
Mm-hmm.
the steps to start, to be a builder. What are the
Yeah.
steps to learn how to start your own, say, I think one person has a hair products.
Mm-hmm.
Show people how to
Yeah.
because the hair products, these other races have that market sold up.
Mm-hmm.
See Black people going into that and
Yeah.
excelling at. So show Black people how to get into that market. That
Yeah.
would be, I would like to see, but I guess that would be boring. But
Right.
yeah, those are some of the negative things that I've seen that
And
I
I,
don't.
and I and I know it's tricky. I guess if I put myself in that spot, like if I was this person, I got a business and I'm trying to reach more people. I got a lot of education, and this show, you get to be on TV. Everybody want to be on TV. So like they come and they reach out to you saying, okay, be on TV. You definitely don't turn the opportunity down. They put you
Right.
up there, but then they
Wouldn't.
instantly, yeah, and then but then production and the writers telling you, okay, like we need you to, because that's where I don't remember the man's name. I think actually you were telling me about it, how he was saying it wasn't enough, so he had to tell them to go ahead, like get into it with each other.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So you got writers and production telling you, well, we need you to kind of, bring this up. We need you to get into it with this person. You in a sticky situation, you like, okay, I'm making all this money, I'm getting more exposure, but then I'm kind of still my dignity, like my education, all my credibility is in this hand, and I'm gonna be fighting
Yeah.
and doing all this on TV. They put us in that situation where we had to battle between it, and it's so bad.
Right.
So
So let
it's
me ask
weird.
you a question, Casey. So if they came
Yeah.
to us today and they said, okay, 3 ways to say a podcast, we're gonna give you a show. and then they want you to get into it with me. I mean, we would. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna have to go ahead and get it too.
Because you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk right up to you, KC, and I'm gonna be like, "Pow!"
And the funny thing is, I think they'll put me and you up against each other before you and Kieta.
Yeah, put the
Right,
women against each other, yeah. And then
Yeah,
they have me there as like the
the
mediator.
mediator, and you'll have to
But
try to pick a side. Yeah.
yeah, and if they did, I feel like, we gonna get to the bag, we gonna fake it. But anyway,
We definitely gonna fake it. I'll be
we
like,
gonna fake
and that's
it.
yo.
probably what they do. They fake
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They faking it because they're getting their money, and that's just it's
Yeah.
scripted. It's what it is, and so like, yeah, if I had to go in there and pull extra wig off, I'm gonna go on and put it off.
Oh, this
And
winning
get my
wig is not
paycheck.
coming off. What you talking about? Like, it's not coming off.
So yeah,
I was
like
playing.
they literally,
Yeah,
but
it's true
that's what
though.
they would want to see. No matter, I don't think they even care about what education you got. I don't think they care about how many shows you've been in. I just seen people where they was the star of another reality show, and they put them on the show to do more fighting. Like they
Right.
ain't gonna
Yep.
they ain't gonna leave you out of the drama because you've been in this and this. They don't care about when it comes to us. Man, they want us on TV for one reason. They want us to
Right.
get to each other. They want some entertaining stuff. They want something a little funny. They want us to fight. They want somebody to throw a shoe. They want them to fight at a reunion. You know what I mean? They want you to get
Yeah.
into it over girlfriend, boyfriend. That's what they want to see us do.
In the restaurants, this is why they look at you like you're crazy when you walk in with
That
big
is true.
parties.
That's
But
true. They
but then
expect it.
again, we can see why they do take the deal, so we understand why.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Because I would
But
definitely
then,
Yeah.
until so I would say this: I would take the deal and I would use that platform until I'm able to. I would use that platform until I'm able to go into another direction. I wouldn't stay long
mhm,
because
yep,
I think that even I would use it as a stepping stone to get more exposure. But then the heart of me would just be like, this is not how I want to represent myself, in the world. And this is not how I want to come off because it's not who I am. So but then I kind of question that too, because I don't even know. Sometimes you got to say no to stuff, even if it's going to put you in that light, because if it makes you go against who you are in terms of what you stand for, then that money is not even worth getting. So you also have to think that way, because it's like, do I really have to go this route to get money, or can I trust God to go another route to get money? I have to disrespect myself and what I stand for. So it's one of those things where you have to look at integrity, and you have to think about, okay, it's an opportunity, but if this opportunity is presented to me, that just means that I have something that is good that other people want. So I probably need to wait till another opportunity comes my way that will show other stuff, because there is a lot of positive images out there. You have Sarah Jakes out there. She was just in Birmingham with her revival, I think, preaching and things. So you got other positive things that you can, wait for to be right into that world, than always taking that thing that just shows us acting catty, gossiping, being rude and nasty.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't cool.
Yeah, and that's true. Oh, did you want?
No, go ahead.
Just while you was talking, I was thinking that, what they say, the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money, but the love of it. So also too, thinking and just seeing now how certain people, and I'm just gonna say it, that a lot of Black women can't come back from certain things. So let's just say if I went on a television and fought, right, a girl, and I stayed on there 2 seasons, and now I want to move to another platform, right? And it's just like, no, but you're that girl, right? If certain doors won't open for you just because of that, and certain people won't forget that either.
Yep.
So that's why it's like you always kind of have to be careful, and it's scary too. Again, because deep down you really do want to take that opportunity, but then it's kind of like someone may not see me in this. Same, yeah, because it's hard for me to see certain people, in entertainment a different way based off your past.
Yeah.
And
Right.
people can say, unless you really just showed some type of change, then yeah. Other than that, if I don't see you the same person, sorry.
Yeah. And you know, and it's bad that they starting to cast a lot of younger people. So a lot of these people are literally setting they, it's kind of setting the atmosphere for their future already. Like you 22 on TV. Yeah, it's cool to be on TV, but you already fighting and told all your business and they looking at you this way. You already stop opportunities early on. I mean, what you gonna
Right.
do? You know?
Right. Major deals, like if someone wants to sign you to McDonald's or
Mm-hmm.
Coca-Cola, these big franchises, is
They go back and
they
look at
don't
that stuff.
want to fight who's
Yeah.
fighting.
And I think they need to realize for us, I mean, like they say, we already got a couple strikes already. So I don't think I don't think we need to be kind of adding another strike. It's already hard enough for us to get in these certain
Casey, what
spaces
our
and stuff.
strikes are? What's our strikes?
We already black.
I know.
even though black is beautiful, everybody don't feel that way.
And
Mm-hmm.
melanin.
Right.
Yes.
We know it's beautiful and we know it's valuable, but not everybody do. So that's one strike. Um,
Do
and
we
actually,
know that though? But go ahead. That's
Yes.
another subject.
that's
Yes,
what
we do.
we did have an episode of why black people hate black people. But anyway, um, another thing, and like I know a lot of people say this all the time. They tell men is like you're a black man in America. Well, look, we're 2023. Being a black woman in America is another strike. I mean, it don't seem like black women they don't have it that easy either. So that's
Mm-mm.
two strikes already. So why make that third strike? You get on TV fighting and messing up every opportunity to probably get in those big spots. It's already harder for us to get up there. And that's another thing. I think it's because being an entertainer these days is glorified. So
Yeah.
people do anything because they feel like it's easy money. You be on TV. For example, I'm gonna use the example of like Christian Rock. Of course, she was on.
Ooh. I'm just playing.
She was on. But no, but like the cool girl, cool girl is good. She can whatever she wants to, but she literally is being casted on each show because of the fighting, because she is known, because she'll go off at any point. So now, say if she wanted
I don't know
to,
her.
yeah, I know, yeah, I would be talking about her, but now if she wanted to like switch it up and go do this stuff, them people literally is everywhere. Like the videos, her fighting is everywhere. They already got an image of her. They gonna be scared to interview the girl. They ain't gonna,
Yeah.
they gonna think
And,
she gonna go off.
if we're gonna be for real, I think we really know why the reason her and Blueface really are keep trending as well. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I do think it's that too, because if anybody else looked like them, it'd have been a whole nother story.
Yeah, and she literally, yeah. Anyway, I ain't gonna even go too much on her. Like, good for her getting her money and stuff like that. Don't try to come fight me. But I'm saying,
I'm just playing. Look, see, we talking about fighting. You see what I'm
no, I'm
saying?
saying, see, that's the problem right there.
That's the
But
problem.
no, yeah, like real talk. Like, it's good that we get money and we on TV. That's fine. But why can't we be on TV doing something good? And I
Right.
was telling, like, we were talking about. I was excited to see, because we Alabama. I was excited to see the little show on Huntsville. Like, oh, cool. Like, they
Oh,
got a
I
show
never
for the
watched that
what is
one.
it called? What is it called?
American Huntsville, Love and
Something
Marriage.
like that. But yeah, well, I was excited to see like, yeah, like they on there doing it because it's us. And then I didn't necessarily watch it, but as soon as I kind of walked in, of course I always walk in, I'm gonna watch TV. I saw them on there fighting too. I was like, man,
Right. They do.
we just can't not be on TV and fight. And I'm not saying that humans don't naturally fight. Like, we get into it, that's natural. People do that in real life. People get into it all the time. It's just the fact that why every time we on TV, we doing that. Like, and then what? Let me ask this question. Can y'all name one reality TV show that we are not on there fighting?
Crickets.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, is it one where we ain't on there bickering or the fight of the season is leading the plot and everything? Like that's what people waiting for. Literally, when I go on Twitter and stuff and I see like a new episode of, a new series or premiere coming or whatever, the whole preview it be slow at first. You don't see much smiling. You literally see
Mm-hmm.
they finna highlight every fight that's
Oh,
gonna happen. All you
Ooh,
gonna see it. They
yeah.
finna highlight every fight that's gonna happen. That's how they know it's gonna draw us in. So then,
Mm-hmm.
well, let me ask this question: are we the problem then, the viewers? Since we give them the ratings and stuff, are
That's
we the
true
problem?
too. We're
Because
a
it
part of
is,
the problem. We're
yeah,
definitely a
Yeah.
part of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Mhm.
what can we do? Because I'm not. I mean, they not making many positive shows of us because they know we not gonna watch it. You know, people they make shows based off of ratings. So what can we do?
Well, I have always done this. When I don't support, like if I watch a show
Mm,
and I see where I don't support what they're doing, I stop watching it. So they don't get my rates. I know I'm just one person. But like I
yeah.
used to watch the Atlanta Housewives. I
Mm,
stopped watching
Mm-hmm.
it. At first it was like okay. It was exciting to watch, it was fun to watch or whatever, but then they just started to fight. So once
Yep.
it turned to their storyline went into all the fighting, I stopped watching it because it no longer became um entertaining, something that I wanted to consume myself
mm,
doing. So I just stopped looking at it altogether. And then even with the one for Alabama, Love in Huntsville, I have watched it like if I gotta be like bored and then I'll go
mm,
put it on demand sometime and just watch a couple of episodes just to see what they're doing. And I wanted to support them because definitely, you know, them being from Alabama, I can relate.
mm,
Most of them went to Alabama A&M right there in Huntsville, HBCU. And they talk about that throughout the show. Some of the ladies are in the same sorority that I'm in, that is on
mm.
that show. They're not able to show that,
Yeah.
but it's on, you know, and other things you'll know that they are because like they'll blurt out their tag or
The
something
Real
like that.
Housewives of Atlanta. Actually, to me, it started off very positive because you
It did.
saw Black women in a different light. You saw Black
Yep.
women with a husband who was taking care of her, who was
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
living this type of luxury lifestyle. Because
Right.
Black women can't live in a luxury lifestyle, can we? We can't do nothing, can we?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But
Right.
seeing them in that light, was something very positive because it's like, okay, I can have that, I can do that, I can
Mm-hmm.
drive this. But now again, like you say, it's becoming too scripted, it's
Mm-hmm.
fighting, it's where are the wives here? Um
Yeah, most of them are not even wives; they're
Yeah.
girlfriends.
yeah, like
Yeah.
what are we
And they
doing?
bring and they now they probably bring money now because they know that's gonna be the one to go in there and fight. They need that now,
Yes, it's
because they know that's gonna keep the
weird.
ratings going. They want somebody that's gonna come back and they need somebody who don't mind. The producers can tell them go start with them, and they're gonna go start it. That's what's keeping them employed. I mean, that's I don't know. And I also think, which I don't ever look at the production stuff. Do the production of those shows? Do it be us? Because I know when I saw on Love and Hip Hop, the producer or whatever, it wasn't us. I was like,
It's
okay,
A lot
usually
so
of
not.
a lot of
yeah,
it's not us; it's
and I
other
would
people.
Right.
feel and I would feel crazy if somebody be like, okay, you go fight. That don't even sound right to me.
And
Like,
I'm getting rich off of you fighting. It's the
yeah,
same way entertainment. I'm sorry, in the music industry
mm-hmm,
where the producers and men to get rich off of. And that's what I was
Absolutely.
gonna say. Another thing I'm tired of seeing too is these drug deal movies and shooting and all that. Yes, do I watch it? Yes. It's one thing if you just play a clip in it because we know that this is a day in the life of someone out there.
mm-hmm.
But the whole movie,
Right. They got to
Yeah,
show
right,
drive. They got to
yeah,
come
show.
on now. Let's
because they
let's
feel
step
like we
away from
relate to
that
that.
too.
Mm-hmm.
This
Right.
drug dealing stuff, like it's getting out of hand.
No, and like I say, I ain't saying like we part of the problem. It seems like every time that type of stuff come out, we be like, oh yeah, we gonna watch it. Like that's all
Yeah,
it
Right.
takes
Like
of us. Yeah,
I
because
like
it's
this
comfortable.
yeah.
the movie. I mean the show Snowfall, but it's based around a
Sure.
smart guy
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
over his head, and the next thing you know, he's running a city. Now he's not using the drugs, but people around him is, and then some of his friends are falling by the wayside because they're using it, and so,
Mm-hmm.
but that's it's showing. Then it also showing, the uncle who is helping his nephew in the game instead of
Mm-hmm.
talking him out of it, and it just showed. And then also too, then his mama came in it after the next
Mm-hmm.
know, his mama, at first she was just like, get away, get away, get away. Then she started to kind of, help him in some of his things that he was doing in terms of covering up for him. And then she got like, it's a good show, but it's not good in terms of the image of the Black family.
Right.
Because dad was on drugs, then he got off drugs, and then he back with the mom, and just it's like those things, those situation scenarios are just played out.
Right.
And then now that TV, everything is on the streaming service stuff now, it's so accessible to every age group, whatever, and a lot of people just, it be probably 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old watching this stuff because it's just out there. Like, ain't like it's hidden. You had to go to certain channels and stuff a while ago on cable to watch this stuff. Now, literally, all you gotta do is go open the app, and it be the first advertised shows on there. What would not make a young teenager be curious? Like, this look bad. Like, I think we all used to do that when we went supposed to be looking at something. It makes you want to see it. Like, that's just that. Now just how it works, especially in development. Like, you curious.
When I was growing up, the rated R shows came on later at night.
Yeah, I can remember
supposed to be asleep. And even the soap operas and things like that, they weren't doing no too much or heavy kissing and things like that. Now it can be 10 o'clock in the morning and you will see a whole sex scene.
I know.
On regular TV, not cable, regular TV. So that's sad. That shows where the TV industry is leading. They don't care about the kids. They don't care what the kids are watching. They, I guess because of on demand and things like that, they just put it out there. But or a 10-year-old is able to see a sex scene showing a 3-year-old that's watching just watching regular TV. He could be watching cartoons, but then the commercial come on.
And that's why I feel like the format or however the structure of Disney Channel, I don't know if it's still like that, but back in the day, that since Disney Channel was its own channel, they only show those cartoon
Disney commercials.
It was just Disney. You ain't get no outside ads and stuff. It was just theirs. And that's kind of what children need to watch for real. Like I don't know if this channel like that no more. I ain't seen it so long, but it used to be literally where it was nothing but Disney. You ain't see nothing outside of it. Bella was adults. It was just when you watch a movie with your parent and the sex scene came on.
Awkward. I just be like, hey.
It's funny because I still do that with my mama now. Like, it's so weird.
I know.
Weird. I bet it'd be like this, right? It'd be like
I'd be like, I just do like this a little bit. And then it look like if I had my phone right there, I look down at my phone. It's awkward now. Like,
it's so awkward.
It's so awkward.
Weird.
It is. We are happy for Black people on TV. We are glad that you're getting your money. We are glad that you're finding platforms to, promote your business, your music, and all this. But you do not have to be swinging and cussing and fighting to get to that. And I'm not going to say I'm going to challenge you to think differently because, of course, the entertainment, the money, it's going to get them. And a lot of these people ain't going to say no to this stuff. It's regular people now who just working regular jobs. They would love to be on TV. You ain't got to say them much to go in there and fight and stuff. But for those who have like all this, like we all got education. If it was like us or something, think twice about it. Think about it like this show might not last forever. I could go on here and fight for 3 episodes and then we might get canceled. But either way, they still got a video of me fighting. I always say, think about it like that. You ain't got to listen to me because I ain't on TV. But I would say, think about it like that.
Ain't on TV yet.
There you go. Let me take that back. Yes. Because 3 Ways to Say gonna be on TV. We're not gonna be fighting each other. But I got a question for y'all, and this pertains to traveling. Recently, the incident where, I don't want to get into too much detail about it. What happened on the Mexican border. So traveling is a big thing. We always travel. We go different places. It's a great thing to do. Safety is a big thing with traveling. What is one piece of advice you would have for somebody who wants to travel, who wants to get out there more? What is one piece of advice you have for them?
I would say, but they were together. I was going to say never travel alone. Always make sure that you're traveling together. But in this particular case, I just think they was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But now, if they were not into something that they didn't supposed to be in, that's another thing.
Yeah.
But I always travel with other people. I try to go places where, it's like where you can go. It's just like, for instance, I do want to travel to Africa, but I decided that when I travel to Africa, I'm going to go with someone who have traveled over there. I want to go with Famata because she's from over there, because I just feel that she's going to know how to maneuver. And since I've never been anywhere like that, I just decided that that's how I wanted to do it. Not saying that's the only way that you should be able to travel to Africa. People do it all the time. That's just how I want to do it, and I also want to travel. My bucket list and my ultimate goal is to travel to the Holy Land. But how I want to get there is I want to go with a church that always make those visits, because I want to make sure that I'm traveling with someone who know the areas that we don't need to try to travel. I don't want to, or either I will go with a traveling company that is set up that goes all the time, and they know how to be safe too. I would never just say, oh, Ashley, Casey, let's just go over there and we three book a flight and we go and try to navigate that. I wouldn't do that. I will only do that type of traveling with a group, because I was told that when you're going over there, you need to be in a group and you need to have someone that's guiding you, that's going to keep you safe, because there are some areas that you don't need to be in. And I want to make sure that I know how to stay safe. So yes, safety is important.
I would say the biggest thing, I do agree with Tasha. I also think that you should do your research too. If you haven't been to that area before, do your research before you go on that country or wherever you're going to. And when I say do your research, I'm talking about almost a year ahead of time, not 3 months before it's time for you to go, not after you done booked the flight. Before you book a flight, before you do anything, I would say do your research on that country. If you're driving through there, especially, I think sometimes with us being Black, we think that it's better in other countries, but also it's a lot of countries that don't like African. And from what I did my research on, they can't distinguish if we're African or American.
Right.
They just see, again, your skin tone and your features. So I would say be, again, very careful and travel in a group if you can, with people that you trust. Let me say that too. And do your research ahead of time on these countries and figure out what's going on. If some wars are going on, all that you really have to do your deep diving.
Yeah. On my end, I guess I talk about in the States. I just say this, and I think a lot of people, I know, I love going to all the different states. I want to see all 50. I want to do that. But I say this, you got to keep in mind, even though you are in the United States, every place operates different. And I think people don't think that because they think, oh, we just all people. No. These people in Alabama and New York are going to be completely different. Just because you feel like we both human. No, they move different. They expect different stuff. They go through different stuff. So I feel like never go with that mindset that, we just all people, I'm going to go there and make it work. No, you're going to navigate how those people move. Just because you still in the States does not mean it's going to be the same type of people. They're going to do the same type of stuff. So I always say that to keep in mind that if you're going to another state, even people, I'm in Charlotte right now, these people, they aren't as just like Alabama people either. It's every different state, is always different. So just keep that in mind. Just because you're not out of the country does not mean people all act the same. So I say about it.
I always say, even your counters, because Ashley, like, I don't want to come here and I don't want to go there. But I'm in Montgomery and I'm moving different in Montgomery. Even when I went to the store last night, because don't get me wrong, I have family here and I've been in Montgomery ever since I've been little, like traveling and things like that. But even when you go 1 or 2 counties out, you just have to move different, because again, you don't know the people around you. These not places that you frequent. And then sometimes you can be in an area of town, even if it's nice or fair or in between or whatever it is, but you don't be knowing which locations have more, what people focus on. So I know I was going in Dollar Tree yesterday, and I'm over here by I'm on the south side of Montgomery by Baptist. And so I was still being careful, because this is not I don't frequent here all the time. I'm familiar with this area, and I've been in this, coming down here for a long time, but still, even when I'm in home and I go a little bit further out of my area, I'm cautious. I'm looking, because this is my usual. You have to be looking at your surroundings all the time.
And also too, when we traveled to Costa Rica, because I want to say that too, because I think we're just speaking on Americans, with me traveling outside the country, but also people who aren't Americans traveling to the United States. You have to be careful about certain areas that you go to. So since we were talking about positive representation on television, what are some of the positive things that you like about your family or that your family does? Your family do or does?
Okay.
Professor.
Don't put me on the spot. We're gonna go with what you said.
Family.
So I would like to say, and I am going to do an episode where I kind of talk about this more, but I'm the family reunion planner for my family. And so that's one of the things that we've always done is get together every so often and just have a family reunion. So that's what we do.
Okay.
And I hit.
I'm sorry, you could be like, we could be like, I need to just do this send away. Miss Tasha gonna be like, I know how to do it. She's like, I got these dishes right here. We're gonna just put that right there. You know I know how to do it well. We're gonna get these dishes right here. We're gonna get this right here. And you ain't gotta get that. I already got that right there.
Yeah, I do.
Do this.
Look, when y'all come over, y'all will see it is all in my garage.
Yeah, they do that. It's a real planner. I guess I talk about my immediate. So I'm talking about, I talk about my immediate. One thing that I like that we do, we are very lighthearted. And I know a lot of people kind of can see the flaws in that where you got to be serious sometimes. I think that helps us because even when we go through stuff, we always able to bring it back to a light space. I don't think we ever dwell on stuff much, and it's only because I think because we're so similar, we all had this light heart. Like I don't know if y'all see it in me sometimes. I mean, I kind of do stress sometimes, but in general, I try to keep like a light spirit. I don't ever want to come around like heavy or like attitude wise. So yeah, I think we all are lighthearted and like we play all the time. Yeah, now I do that. I play too much, but we play all the time. Oh, yeah, we play, and it's because that's just what I'm around. Like we play a lot, we laugh a lot, and then all that we love at the same time. So I think that I love that we are lighthearted. Not saying we take stuff serious, but we don't take like it takes a lot for us to be sitting here like fighting forever. You know what I mean? Like we might get into it a little bit, but somebody gonna make somebody laugh, and we're gonna bring it right back. So I just love that we had it. We just play a lot, and we had that lightness about us in our environment that we create. So I love that.
I think for me, again, I love that our family travels, and when I say family, it's aunts and cousins. Like we all travel together. I can remember us always going to Houston every summer in the van, packing up the van, everybody going to Houston because I have an aunt that lives in Houston, and we will go like every summer. So I'm filled with a lot of memories of Houston, and also just growing up, we would have like family dinners every so often and just sit around each other and talk. We just now started going to the family reunions maybe about 6 years ago, and I love the win-win family reunions. Oh my God, they are the best. Like I love it. And also I just thought about this too. I actually want to dedicate this episode to my cousin Raquel Rocky Parson. She passed away. Whenever you think of the Wynn family, you see Raquel's face. She is full of light. She was full of light, love, full of energy, everything. But also, she was a great mom. If I could give her the best mom award, I would give it to her. You can see how much she loved her son, how much she wanted the best for him. She actually would put him into the great schools, the best schools, what is it, extracurricular activities.
That's right.
I mean, she just gave her life to him. So, I mean, rest in peace to Raquel, and just continue to pray for her mom and her brothers and her son. So, yeah.
Send a prayer. Send a prayer. So how I want to end, we're gonna do something different this time. We usually do our remarks, but since we all allowed to be different places, I'm gonna just do it like this. I want all of us to give just 2 words that you want somebody to take with them. So just 2 words. Just 2 words. They can go together. I go first. I just want to tell somebody to live freely. That's it. Live freely. Without many restrictions. Don't think too much about nothing. Literally just live freely. We only got one life. So there you go.
Since I can only say 2, I'm going to say family first.
Ooh.
I like that. I like that.
I'm going to say be happy. Just be, whatever makes you happy. Just do it, please. Be happy.
Okay. Oh, so much love. Okay. All right, y'all. This concludes our traveling episode, and I'm just playing. This concludes our episode. Like, subscribe, share,
and comment. Any comments about this conversation, please comment. We want to hear your thoughts on this conversation, this topic.
Yes. So thank y'all for listening. We will see y'all next time.
Peace from Arizona.
From Charlotte.
Montgomery.